COVID-19 situation here in South Korea as Seoul, on its own, reported an all-time high in terms of daily infections as of 9 p.m. Korea time on Tuesday. Today's caseload is expected to again hit the 7,000 mark.
For more on this and other COVID-related updates in Korea, joining us live in studio, we have our Choi Won-jong. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Won-jong, let's start with today's forecast for the number of new infections.
Yes, the Wednesday's expected caseload will hover around the 7,000 mark today and up to 9 p.m. yesterday. A total of 5,803 new infections were reported. This is 869 more than the same period from the previous day. Breaking down, more than 70% of those cases were from the Greater Seoul area. In Seoul alone, authorities reported 2,469 as of 9 p.m. on Tuesday, which was already a record high figure so far.
And Won-jong, would you have any more details about infections among the younger generation?
Sure. Across the South Korea in the past 5 days, an average over 760 students from kindergarten to high school that have been confirmed with COVID-19. And since the schools reopened nationwide in March, more than 50,000 students have caught COVID. However, the vaccination campaign for teenagers is picking up pace. The number of vaccination reservations booked by teenagers this month is 3 times higher than in the previous month. According to health authorities on Tuesday, more than 38% of those aged between 12 and 17 are now fully vaccinated.
And let's turn to the travel restrictions that have been imposed by the South Korean government to people who want to come into the country. Do we have any updates on that side of things?
Yes, we do. South Korea health authorities have extended quarantine restriction for another 3 weeks until January 6. Now, due to concern over Omicron variant from overseas, the government has imposed a mandatory 10-day quarantine for all travelers, regardless of their vaccination status or nationality, until December 16. Plus, the government has also extended travel restrictions targeting 11 African countries that have been highly exposed to the Omicron variant. Until January 6th next year, foreign travelers from these countries won't be able to travel to South Korea freely. However, the so-called travel bubble agreement with Singapore and Saipan will be kept for now, meaning no mandatory quarantine required for travelers from these regions.
Got it. Well, let's dive into the response from other countries now. The UK, for instance, unlike South Korea, it's actually lifted these travel restrictions towards African countries with a high risk of the Omicron variant. Could you tell us more about that?
Of course, the UK recently lifted their travel restrictions on the visitors from 11 African countries, despite spread of Omicron variant there. In November, the country had complied a list of 11 nations on which travel restrictions were imposed. The reason for lifting the bans is because the Omicron variant has already spread so widely across the world. The government believes those restrictions will be less effective in slowing down the spread. The UK has seen 1 death related to Omicron variant. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization on Tuesday sent a warning about the spread of the Omicron variant, adding that it's spreading faster than any previous strain, and it has spread to most countries in the world already. Now take a listen to what the top official had to say.
Even if Omicron does cause less severe disease, the sheer number of cases could once again overwhelm unprepared health systems. I need to be very clear. Vaccines alone will not get any country out of this crisis.
Now, he added that the vaccines alone will not protect people from Omicron, stressing the importance of wearing a mask and following social distancing rules. And also, official from the U.S. pharmaceutical company Moderna said Tuesday that despite the Omicron variant's fatality rate being slower than the Delta variant, the Omicron variant is still very, very dangerous right now.
Right, so we all still have to be very careful about this. Well, Won-jong, lovely job as always. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.